Test for enumeration. Number 1. List down 3 special instructions that includes the devices in processing hardware. Number 1. Compute. Number 2. Compare. And number 3. Perform. Next, number 2. List down 3 components of a central processing unit. The answer is number 1. Arithmetic logic unit, or the ALU, followed by memory or storage unit, and number 3, control unit. Next, number 3, what are the 4 types of memory RAM? The first one is SDRAM, Synchronous Dynamic Random Access Memory. Number 2, RDRAM. Number 3, DDR, SDRAM. And number 4, DDR2. Next, number 4, what are the 3 main components of a typical LCD projector? What are the 3 main components of a typical LCD projector? That would be LCD panels, backlights, and inverters. Number 5, what are the 4 output hardware that a machine capable of representing information from a computer? Number 1, display screen. Number 2, printers. Number 3, plotters. And number 4, synthesizers. Number 6, list down 3 variety of PC video display. That would be CRT, LCD, and the projector. Next, number 7, write down 3 main groups of printers. Number 1, dot matrix printer, inkjet printer, and number 3, laser printer. Number 8, give 5 examples of output hardware: monitor, printer, speaker, lights, relay, switches, and motors. Number 9, list down 2 main categories of storage hardware. That would be magnetic and optical. Next, number 10, list down 3 examples of storage hardware as magnetic media. Number 1, hard disk. Number 2, floppy disk. Number 3, magnetic tape. Number 11, write down 3 examples of other magnetic storage media. That would be number 1, zip and just drives. Number 2, DVD drivers. And number 3, CDR. Next, list down 4 other ways that can be stored. Data can be stored. Number 1, magnetic strips. Number 2, smart cards. Number 3, memory cards. And number 4, ROM or ROM, read-only memory. Number 13, 3 color-coded audio port. Green, which is for a speaker output. Pink for the microphone input. And the blue is for auxiliary port. 2 types of USB, high-speed and regular. Number 15, 2 main variety of network interface, RJ45 port and RJ11 port. Number 16, list down 4 examples of interface cards. Number 1, audio card. Number 2, video card. Number 3, network card. And number 4, modem. Number 17, what are the 3 most expensive parts in any laptop? Number 1, system board. Number 2, processor or the CPU. And number 3, LCD screen. Number 18, 5 basic parts of a computer: system unit, monitor, keyboard, mouse, speaker. Number 19, 2 basic types of computer components: hardware and software. 2 basic types of hardware components: internal and peripheral. 5 categories of computer hardware: input hardware, processing hardware, output hardware, storage hardware, and communication hardware. And 22, 3 main stages of boot process. Number 1, power on. Number 2, power on self-test or the POST. Number 3, loading operating systems. Next, test 5, acronyms. Write the full meaning or details. Number 1, ATA, Advanced Technologies Attachment. Number 2, PATA or PATA, Parallel Advanced Technologies Attachment. Number 3, SATA, Serial Advanced Technologies Attachment. CD-ROM, Compact Disc Read-Only Memory. DVR, Digital Versatile ROM. RTZ, Real-Time Clock. ISDN, Integrated Services Digital Network. PCI, Peripheral Component Interconnect. AGP, Accelerated Graphics Port. CRT, Cathode Ray Tube. HDMI, High Definition Multimedia Interface. NIC, Network Interface Card. BIOS or BIOS, Basic Input-Output System. CMOS or CMOS, Complementary Metal Oxide Semiconductor. And number 15, POST or POST, Power On Self-Test. Test 6. Identify which on the pictures at B are the items at A. So as you can see, we have here the word from A, and from B is the pictures. Now, number 1, VGA port. So what letter is that here in B? So the answer is letter B. Number 2, PS2 mouse or keyboard port. The answer is letter A. Number 3, serial port. Letter E. Number 4, parallel port. The answer is letter C. And number 5, USB port. The answer is letter D. Next, we have also almost the same. Number 1, VGA port. The answer is letter C. PS2 mouse port. The answer is letter A. PS2 keyboard port. The answer is letter B. Number 4, RJ45 Ethernet port. The answer is letter E. Number 5, USB port. The answer is letter D. Number 6, audio port. The answer is letter F. And number 7, jumper or jumper block. The answer is letter H. Number 8, power. The answer is letter I. And number 9, IDE interface. The answer is letter G. Next, we have here pictures from figure 1, parts of dot matrix printers. As you can see, all we need to answer is only 1 and 2. So we need to identify which one is a print head or in the ink ribbon. So in number 1, print head, the answer is letter C. And number 2, ink ribbon, the answer is letter A. Okay, so next we have also here in figure 2, parts of laser printer. As you can see, number 3, toner. So which one is the toner? That would be letter C. Number 4, laser. You can see a laser, that would be letter A. And number 5, drum, letter B. And number 6, fuser, that would be letter D. Okay, next we have here also pictures from number 1. We have, as you can see, all of that are connectors. So number 1, motherboard power connector, that would be letter A. Number 2, mini floppy power connector, letter C. Molex power connector, letter D. And SATA power connector, letter B. Again, we have also here at the back of which one is this? DVD disk drive. Okay, number 1, power connector, letter D. Jumper pins, that would be letter C. Data connector, letter A. And the jumper or jumper block, letter B. And also we have here SATA port and IDE port. Which one is the SATA port? Letter A. IDE port will be letter B. Okay, components and the choices. How many components that we have here? 10. Okay, so number 1, that would be hard disk. So hard disk is letter J. Number 2, that would be video card, letter C. Number 3, RAM or memory. Letter G. Number 4, processor. What letter of the processor? We have here where is the processor here? CPU. Okay, so next, Central Processing Unit or the CPU. Number 5, floppy disk drive. Number 6, keyboard. Number 7, sound card. Number 8, motherboard. Number 9, power supply. And number 10, network interface card. Okay. Next, we have also here back panel of a motherboard. So number 1, that would be mouse port, letter D. Number 2, that would be parallel port, letter F. And then number 3, that would be RJ45 network port. One is for RJ45, another one is, I think that would be RJ11. Number 4, that would be audio port. Auxiliary port. Number 5, speaker output or output speaker. Number 6, mic input. Number 7, USB port. Number 8, letter B, serial port. Number 9, VGA port, letter E. And number 10, keyboard port. Okay. Next, we have here continuation. Number 1, that would be CRT monitor, letter D. Number 1 is LCD monitor. Number 2, CRT monitor. Number 3, projector. Number 4, dot matrix printer. Number 5, inkjet printer. Number 6, laser printer. Okay, we have also here 2 slots. The first one is the PCI slot, and the second one is the AGP slot. Okay, another pictures we have here. Number 1, that would be a PCIe slot. Number 2 is serial port, but what kind of serial port? Male serial port. And number 3 is the female serial port. Next, number 4 is the male parallel port. Number 5, female parallel port. Number 6, SATA connector. Number 7, bus cable. Number 8, power SATA connector. Number 9, Molex connector. Number 10, Centronics port and the printer port. Okay, that would be for today's learning. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yalla, masalam.